Hello taxpayers, welcome to another episode of GRA Insider. It's the filing month of CIT and PIT, which is the personal income tax and the corporate income tax. And we've been joined by Mr. Seifazuka to discuss what the filing month is all about. My name is Claude Kwesibwedi, your host. You can follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook and LinkedIn at Ghana Revenue Authority Official, and on other platforms, the Instagram, X, Snapchat, and Spotify at Ghana Revenue. You're welcome once again.
Thank you, Claude.
Okay, so we want to find out from you, what is Tax and Good Governance Month?
Okay, so it's a dedicated month, or it's a period that GRA has dedicated to do education on filing of returns. We basically want to encourage each one of us to file our returns. So GRA has dedicated a whole month to do education, to get feedback from taxpayers, to understand what they are going through, and then teach them on how to file their returns, be it the personal income tax return or company or corporate income tax returns.
Okay, so who is required to file a return?
Basically, everybody who is earning an income is required to file a return. So it could be a registered business, an individual who is earning any income at all. So once you are earning an income, then you need to file a return. So you need to declare to GRA that I am earning an income, so I need to pay taxes.
Okay. Why should I file my return? Is it necessary?
Yes, you need to file your return because you would have to tell GRA that this is how much income I have made. GRA by no means would know how much you have made until you tell them. GRA can use their best judgment, but then they wouldn't know how much income you have made. So you would have to tell GRA, this is how much income I have made, and by that income, this is how much tax I am supposed to pay. Then you do the needful by making payments.
Okay, so I want to ask you a follow-up question. What are the rights of a taxpayer?
Okay, so now the taxpayer has certain rights. The taxpayer has the right to confidentiality. Whatever information you provide to GRA, you don't expect a third party to know about it. You have the right for fair treatment or fair tax assessment. That's how come now we are saying that there's the era of self-assessment. So you would assess yourself and tell GRA, this is how much I am making, so this is how much profit I have made. Based on that, GRA would impose a tax on your profit for you.
Okay.
Then you also have the right to object. So if you are given an assessment and you see that the assessment is too high or too low, you can object to the Ghana Revenue Authority and say that GRA, this amount you are giving me is too high or too low. So it is too high, I want to pay a lower amount, or it is too low, I feel probably you are under assessing me, so I want to pay high.
Okay.
Then you inform
would
us.
that one happen?
Yes, of course, if we are truthful.
Okay.
We need to be truthful.
Yeah.
So once you tell GRA that probably you don't have all the information, you have limited information about my business, so I am making extra declaration. You know, the law allows you to make extra declaration without being penalized. Okay. But if you don't make those extra declarations and then GRA finds out, that is when we impose the penalties on you.
Okay, thank you so much. I want us to go practical on how the filing of the tax returns is done. So you walk us through the process.
Okay, so there are two options. Are we treating it as the person who already has an account, or somebody who is? Okay, so let's start
from somebody logging in from the first time, because it's going to help those who.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we then treat that everybody downloads the GRA Taxpayers Portal app from the Play Store or the App Store for all devices.
Okay.
Or you can go to any browser at all, preferably Chrome, and then go to www.taxpayersportal.com.
Okay.
Once you go there, like all other websites, you would have to, for you to be sure, usually there should be a lock to show that the site is protected. You know, we have, in these instances, we have phishing and those sites doing those phishing and stuff. So once you are sure that you've gotten to the right site and the GRA logo is there, you sign up as a first timer. Okay. It is one-time signing up. So you sign up, you enter your Ghana card or TIN, then a code is sent to your number that is associated with the Ghana card or TIN.
Yeah.
Then once GRA has verified that you are the person you claim to be, then you can now create a password.
The verification doesn't take long, right?
No, it doesn't take long.
Okay.
Less than a minute, you
Okay.
get the verification.
All right.
Once you get a code, you are able to log in and then you are able to sign up and then create a password.
So that's for the first time?
That's for the first time.
Okay.
If you have already created a password and forgotten the password too, you can click on forgot password, enter the same Ghana card. We'll still want Ghana card or TIN. We'll still want to verify that you are who you say you are. So we'll send a code to the number that is associated to that TIN or Ghana card. In this case, the OTP.
The OTP.
The one-time password.
Yes.
So once the one-time password is sent to you, you can now create a new password and then log in with the same TIN or Ghana card and then the password that you have created.
Okay.
So you log into the portal, we'll greet you with the returns that you have to file.
Yes.
And the payments you would have to do if there is. So at a glance, once you log in, you are able to tell that, okay, I haven't filed so and so returns and I haven't made payment for so and so returns too that I have filed.
Okay.
Then at the top, you see the Ghana Revenue Authority button at the right, the logo at the right. You see your tax status, which will give you the tax status. Then file your returns, pay your taxes, request and cases.
Okay.
So once we are in the filing month, it means that we will make use of the file your returns.
Yes.
So you click on file your returns and then you click on file returns. There will be a green button just beneath the button that gives you the file your returns. Then you are able to select the return you want to file. So in this instance, it means you are filing for either a company income tax or corporate income tax or a personal income tax. So you select the appropriate return, and then once you select the appropriate return, you would follow the steps. So if it is a personal income tax return that you have selected, it means that you can get an employee's tax deduction form to guide you.
Okay.
Which means that you enter the name of your institution, the TIN, the address of your institution, your basic salary,
okay,
your cash allowance if there is, any other cash benefits. If you have a director's fee, so you declare it for us. If you have bonus, you declare it for us. So you enter those, then the system calculates it for you.
Okay.
But first, before you select those, the system would ask you, what are your sources of income? So you'd have to first tell us your source of income, if it is from employment, business, or investment, or just from employment. So depending on which button you take, would give you a drop-down form. So if you select just business, it will give you a drop-down form for the business. If you select employment, it will give you a drop-down form for the employment. If you select investment, it will give you a drop-down form for the investment. If you take all three, then it will give you a form that comprises of all.
All three, okay.
So if it is just from business, then it will give you, you'd have to enter your business name, your business location, your GPS, your annual income, all your expenses. So basically your P&L.
Oh, okay.
Then you do all that, and at the end, we get your chargeable income. You would also tell us your expenses. You get your chargeable income, and then we tax you appropriately.
All right.
If it's from employment to, like I started earlier, it means that you have to tell us your basic income, your salary, your allowance, any other income, cash benefits that you are getting, any benefits in kind, you state all there. Then the system will do the calculation for you. If you have any reliefs too, so once you get your income, we are not just taxing you based on whatever you are getting. We are saying that there are reliefs. So your SNIT, your Tier 3 pension, your monthly tax relief that you have applied for, all those ones, and all those ones will be deducted before we arrive at your chargeable income. So once we arrived at the chargeable income, the system will do the calculation for you to get to the tax. So once you get the tax charged, then the tax already paid is what your employer has withheld from you and paid on your behalf. So that will be populated automatically. Right. So at a glance, you know whether you have overpaid or underpaid your taxes.
Yes.
If you have underpaid your taxes, then you can now generate the tax bill and then pay to GRA. If you have overpaid, then the onus is on you now to now tell us what you want us to do with the overpaid taxes.
All right.
So after doing that, then you complete the form for us. Yeah. There's a complete submit button. Then there's a confirm button, because you'd have to confirm that whatever you are telling us is right, because it's a declaration.
All right.
Once that is done, then you post it to your ledger. Once it's posted to the ledger, then it means you have now created the debit. So creating the debit means that you have filed your returns, and then your employer to would have credited you, and that would have matched up with whatever you have filed.
All right. I think the process is very clear.
Yes, it's very clear. So you don't have to do any calculation. Yes. The system will do all the
everything
calculations
for you. Okay.
Yeah.
So what if I have a foreign investment and I want to file my returns? How am I going to go about it?
So the same process, the same form that comes up,
Yeah.
but at the bottom of the form, we have, do you have any foreign investments? So once you click that, then it will give you a drop down. It will give you an extra form to complete. So you would now input in the source of income from the foreign investment, and then the amount. Then we'll do the calculations based on that for you.
Based on that for
It's
you.
also automatic and simple, straightforward.
So how about the special voluntary disclosure portal? Can you talk to us about it?
So basically, you can also go to the svdp.gra.gov.gh, and then you can also get the same form there, which you would have gotten at the taxpayers portal. So basically, you can go through one route here from the taxpayers portal, or you can go directly to the svdp.gra.gov.gh to also get
that form
there. So basically, we are just saying that you can come to GRA and say that I didn't know I was supposed to have filed my foreign investments when I'm filing my returns. I only thought I was supposed to file incomes that I have gotten here
in the country,
because prior to that, the law was only using the source rule. So we're only using incomes that were gotten here. But when it became worldwide, I didn't know. So we are giving you the opportunity to now come and tell us that GRA, I have income from abroad, but I didn't know I was supposed to file it. So I am now disclosing it. Then would waive the penalties for you. But then if you wait till GRA comes to you, mind you, we know only that we have taken our time.
Yes.
So if GRA comes to you with the information, then the period of waiving the penalty, you have exhausted that period. Then it means that you would have to face the penalties and interest. And you would also have to be penalized for giving or declaring misleading information, which is a crime.
So the website again is www.svdp@gra.gov.gh. www.svdp@gra.gov.gh. Okay, so thank you so much. Let's continue with the conversation. What is the position of the tax law regarding disclosure of income, which includes income earned outside Ghana?
Okay, so basically we are supposed to disclose for resident individuals, you are supposed to disclose all sources. All sources. So you could be here, you could be earning income elsewhere. You do have to disclose all sources. It doesn't mean that you are going to pay all the taxes. Basically, people think that when they do declaration, it means that you are paying the taxes. You could have been deducted taxes out there. So we are saying that if you deduct it there, we would look at it. If the rates there are lower than the rates here, then probably you pay the difference. So it doesn't mean that once you are declaring, it means you are paying. People take declaration to be payment. You could declare and then not make payments. You could declare and not be liable for taxes.
So I want to read something here. Section 3A and 111 of the Income Tax Act 2015, Act 896 provides for taxing of resident person, which is the individuals and the entity, on the worldwide income source, as safe as is saying, and this includes income earned outside Ghana. All persons must file a returns on income with the Commissioner General not later than 4 months after the end of each year of assessment as provided under Section 124 of the Income Tax Act 2015 896 and Section 28 of the Revenue Administration Act 2016 Act 9915. So what we are saying here is actually backed by law. So we are not saying things out of our minds. We are telling you what the law has already been said or written. So is there any dispensation for persons who conceal income, including income outside Ghana in the past?
Yes, that's why how come we have the SVDP.
Okay.
So once you voluntarily disclose it, it means that there's a dispensation. But if you don't disclose and the time elapses, then it means that you now would have to face the law and then pay the penalties.
All right. Are there any sanctions if a person conceals this income, including income and outside Ghana?
Yes.
So what are some of the sanctions?
You know, per section 74 and 73 of the Act of the 896, giving a misleading information or making a misleading statement is a crime. So there's a penalty for making a misleading statement.
All right.
And there's also a penalty for not filing your returns. So once you file the return, it means that you would have to calculate the penalty, which is 500 cedis plus 10 cedi a day from the day you should have filed the return.
Okay.
It's also a crime not to disclose. So the Commissioner General can take you on. We can prosecute you. We can also take you to court.
All right.
So basically, those are the sanctions if you conceal information.
Okay. How will PAYE deduction be credited to the individual's ledger?
Okay, so by this medium, we are saying that employers, when filing the PAYE returns, should include or should quote the Ghana card or TIN of the employees. So once they do that and the returns are filed, the employees are automatically credited. They don't have to do anything. All you need to do is just file the return. File the return, include the Ghana card of all the employees. Once you include the Ghana card of the employees, they are credited automatically.
All right.
As simple as that.
Yes. So thank you so much. But do you have any final comments on this month, the filing month?
Yes. So we all need to disclose our income by filing the return. Be it companies or individuals, we need to file our return on the Taxpayers portal. We've made taxation simple for all of us, in the sense that we don't have to queue in the offices any longer. We don't have to pick cars. We can sit in the comfort of our homes or our offices, weekends, and even file our returns. And it's an obligation on us. It's our civic duty or responsibility to file our returns. Because for the sake of Ghana, we need to declare our income, one, pay our taxes. So we know our obligations. I think we spoke about obligations, but we didn't speak about, we spoke about rights, but we didn't speak about obligations. So our obligations are to first register with the GRA. So GRA wants to know you first. Okay. We'll secondly file our returns. Once you file the returns, you pay the taxes if there is any, and then we make complete statements. So we don't lie, we tell the truth. So we register with GRA, we file the returns, we make payments. So using this medium and using this period, GRA is saying that we are encouraging everybody, if you've not started filing your returns, please do so. File your personal income tax return.
Yes.
And if you're a company to, once you are going to RGD to submit your returns, kindly do same on the Taxpayers portal. We've made it easy for you. You don't have to even do any calculation. Once you enter the figures, the system will do for you, and then you just click on submit, and then you know the tax you'd have to pay, and then you pay the tax.
All right.
As simple as that.
Yeah, as simple as that.
And we want to be a sovereign nation.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to go begging for alms.
Yeah.
We are a sovereign nation. We'd all love to dictate for our own selves. We don't want other countries dictating for us.
Exactly.
We want to build our own roads. We want to have good schools. We want to have effective policing systems, effective military systems. It is our taxes that we use to do all those things. So if you don't pay yours and I don't pay mine, it means that we won't have a good economy or won't have the country running effectively, because the only way government gets its money is through taxes. So without taxes, it means that you are a thief if you don't pay your tax. I am also a thief if I don't pay my tax.
Pay our taxes.
Yes. So to avoid being thieves, let's all file our returns and pay our taxes.
Yes. To avoid penalties, you just need to file and pay your taxes and file your returns and pay your taxes now. So yes, if you need any assistance, you can call the toll-free number, that is 0800 900 110. 0800 900 110, or you can WhatsApp us on 0552 990 000, 0552 990 0552 990 000, or you can still WhatsApp us on 0200 631-664. 0200-631-664. You can also send your email, that is info@gra.gov.gh, or you visit any nearest Taxpayer Service Center, which is the TSCs, for any assistance in the filing returns. And for filing of offshore accounts, you can contact 030-394-1108, 030-394-1108, or email www.svdp@gra.gov.gh, www.svdp@gra.gov.gh, or you can also come on our socials as well, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, Ghana Revenue Authority Official, and on other platforms, which is the Instagram, Snapchat, X is at Ghana Revenue. And also you can follow us on Spotify as well and get active. So the hashtag is know your taxes, pay your taxes, and let's build Ghana together. Know your taxes, pay your taxes, and let's build Ghana together. Thank you so much, Mr. Safas, for joining us today.
Thank you too for
inviting me. It has been a wonderful conversation with you. And for our taxpayers, all the information I've given to you, just follow it and get active. So see you in the next episode.